Hi guys, it's Ray. I am starting a new cup today. I want to use one of these two decals. These are the UVDTFs from Butterfly Lane Designs. And I have the vinyl that matches, kind of, to go with it. So I'm going to cut my decals off. I did get this slightly too close on my gang sheet, but it's fine. And I have to decide which one I want to use. Thinking about using the pink one. So I will set the blue aside. I want to do a full vinyl wrap. I just really think this is pretty. So I really want a lot of impact. And because it's rainy and dreary, I'm going to use a sublimation tumbler. Since I'm doing a full wrap, it'll work fine. I am going to peel the sticker off the bottom though. Maybe. The little plug cover sticker. So I have a clean surface. So we should be just doing a standard 20-ounce skinny sizing. But we're just going to double check. So I want just under 8 because I want to leave a little bit of the white. So that'll be my top to bottom measurement. Slice that white off. And I'm going to measure somewhere in between 7 3/4 and 8. So just under 9 1/4 around. Pretty good. And these pieces I will keep to use with the other decal. I try to buy 2 decals for 1 piece of vinyl because usually that's what works. So usually you can get 2 out of 1. And I'm going to create an anchor. By trimming a skinny strip off. once I have my anchor down, I take my giant squeegee and apply the vinyl, just sliding the back off with the squeegee. So, I have no idea what happens if you try and apply a DTF directly over a piece of vinyl. But I am kind of curious. So, I did print a couple of small turtles just as filler. On my sheet. So I'm just going to take a little turtle and grab a piece of printed vinyl. I don't want to use non-printed vinyl because that would defeat the purpose. And I'm going to apply it over this just to see what happens. So some people might see this as a waste of a tiny turtle, but sometimes you have to experiment to know. Because if it can apply right over top, I can save a layer of epoxy and a whole step. So let's see. Okay, it didn't take any of the color off the printed vinyl, and it didn't leave any residue on the vinyl with the top sheet. So that's a go. Good to know. So we are going to go ahead and directly apply our decal, and this is going to be one of those super simple tumblers. And that's probably crooked because that's me, you know. Just grabbing the backer. No, the top sheet, not the backer. There we go. The top sheets aren't actually sticky where the image is, just where any of the ink wasn't. I don't understand the process. I'm kind of hoping Jess will show how the printer works sometime, just because I'm curious. I'm just checking for any bubbles, because I do think I have one little teeny bubble right in the wing. So I could, and I think I'm going to, find like a sage green if I have one, and maybe just sprinkle the top and the bottom with a little sage glitter. Even though I did pink here, I think the sage will pull from the leaves and look cute. Okay, so I do have one called Sea Sage. So I think I'm just going to sprinkle the top and the bottom once I get the coat of epoxy on it. And I think I will do this coat kind of like the hang method. I'll just do it here at the table so I can be careful with the glitter. So I'm going to do a very thin coat to start, and then I will move on from there. Okay, so my epoxy is mixed. Oops, sorry. I'm going to pour it on the bottom of my tumbler. This is about 7.5 mils. Roughly. Going with a little bit more. What I had mixed total was about 7.5, so. Because you need to stretch it fairly thin, but I use generally 5 to 7 for a 20-ounce tumbler. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay. I'm going to peel this glove off. And because I'm not doing a full glitter, I'm going to torch this quick just so any bubbles that might be visible get popped. Okay. Grab a couple quick pieces of paper. I got a little spillage on here. And I'm going to take my glitter. And just do a little bit. I'm doing this just because this bottom was so stark white because it was a sublimation tumbler. And I could have absolutely gone with pink, but I really wanted to pull the leaf color in. And I don't want to go too high. I just really want just past the vinyl gap. If a couple strays float up, no biggie. And I'm going to try and carefully do the bottom, even though this is, or the top, even though this is awkward. Same thing. Just a super thin line, just to fill that gap a little bit. Just an alternative to nail taping it. Pinstriping. So that's it. I'm going to let this layer dry. It's not going to drip because it's so thin, so I'm just going to put it, I can either put it on a turner or I can just sit it upright to drip, or to dry. Doesn't really matter. I'll probably just pop it on a turner because my drying rack is fullish. So I'll be back when this is dry. Okay, so I'm going to get the next coat of epoxy on here, and then we're going to do one more little thing to this cup. And I'm okay with some of this glitter traveling. I did not pull this off and seal it. If I get a little bit of travel, which there shouldn't be much, I'm perfectly fine with that. So I'm going to go ahead and torch this quick. You can see the little bit of glitter travel. Absolutely fine. And this is going to get one more coat, so any glitter that's still pokey will go in. But what I'm going to do is let this sit for about 10 minutes to start hardening up. That should be about all it needs to keep it from moving. And I'm going to put 2 of these little white flowers, and actually I may use one of the little yellow flowers and one of the little white ones. I think that mustardy yellow is a good mix. Match. And I'm going to use one of my pink and gold bees, because I like a grouping of 3. Okay, so it's been 10-15 minutes, so I'm going to stop this, spin it back to where I want to put these little embeds. And hopefully it's still tacky enough. And I'm going to go right over these with a layer of epoxy. Carefully. That's it. That's all I want. I think I can actually do my epoxy now, so I'm going to get that mixed up quick. Okay, so my epoxy is ready. And I definitely want to seal well around the bee, because they do have, they're a little big for the curve of a small cup. So I do want to make sure I get some epoxy down under the wings. A really, really simple, but really, really beautiful, impactful tumbler. And honestly, because I use the CC DIY Turbo, it's been about 3 hours since I started this tumbler, if that. So, there's that. But I like the pink bead just to pull in a little bit more pink on this one. I thought it was cute. So, in the bottom, just that beautiful glitter to match. So that is it for this one. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the next one.